Celtic are heading into another weekend that could quietly mark a turning point. And even though there's still a cloud hanging over the club from the chaos of recent weeks, there's something in the air, maybe not full-on optimism, but certainly a sense that things could begin to shift. Sunday's game against Partick Thistle isn't just another routine cup tie. It's a chance to reset, to give the squad a shake, and hopefully build some momentum ahead of what's set to be a packed and demanding run of fixtures. Let's be honest, September wasn't kind to Celtic. A brutal Champions League exit, a painfully underwhelming transfer window, and a general feeling of disconnect between the club's leadership and its lifeblood, the supporters. It's not just about the results, though those haven't helped. It's about how things have been handled, the silence from above, and the feeling that no one at the top seems to be reading the room. But, in amongst the frustration, some fans are starting to see glimmers of hope, and it's those little signs that might just be worth holding on to. One of those glimmers is Teki. The wingers made a real impression, sharp on the ball, fearless in one-on-ones, and with the kind of energy that's been missing in this team for far too long. What's maybe just as important is his attitude off the pitch. He looks like he wants to be here. There's a freshness about him that's infectious, and that can rub off on the rest of the squad. When things start to go stale, sometimes all it takes is one player to come in with the right mentality and lift the place. Teki might be that guy. Another name that needs to come into the conversation is Ian Nacho. There's been flashes, but nothing consistent yet. He's not had the run of games needed to get properly embedded, but this weekend might be the moment for him to step up. Against a championship side, he's got the chance to find his rhythm and get used to the players around him. It's no secret that Dyson Maeda could be off in January, so it makes sense to start building something now with Iano. Get a match sharp, get the chemistry flowing. But then you're faced with the Maeda dilemma. He was the player of the season last year, and his work rate is unquestionable. So what do? You rotate. You manage minutes. There's enough football coming up with Europe back in the picture to share the load and give both players meaningful time on the pitch. The midfield, though, that's the real puzzle. Rio Hatate doesn't look himself. He's not influencing games the way he used to, and physically he's struggling to impose himself. Callum McGregor, the heartbeat of the side, looks like he's carrying the weight of the team on his shoulders again, and let's be fair, he's played an absurd amount of football over the past few seasons. It's starting to show. What's frustrating is that Celtic actually have midfield options, players like Bernardo and Engels, but they're being left on the fringes. Bernardo was one of the most promising players last season before his injury. Now, barely a sniff. And Engels? He's never been given a proper run to shake off the pressure of his price tag. These are lads that could change the dynamic in the middle of the park, yet they're stuck waiting for a chance that never comes. You've also got to wonder about Bisher. He's played centrally for Antwerp and done well. Here, he's looked lost. That's not just on the player. It's about how he's being used. Is Brendan Rodgers giving him the right role, or is he being shoehorned into a system that doesn't suit his strengths? Because at the moment, he's not even offering flashes. He's just there, quiet, which, in many ways, is worse than being poor. Speaking of Brendan, he's under a fair bit of scrutiny as well. There's a growing sense among the support that he's being a bit too cautious, a bit too rigid. He's stuck with the same core of players through poor performances, and it feels like he's reluctant to roll the dice and freshen things up. That might have worked when things were ticking along smoothly, but we're well past that now. The squad needs a shake. The football's been predictable, the movement off the ball has dropped, and the energy just isn't there. If you're not willing to take risks now, when are you going to? So, this weekend isn't just a throwaway cup match. It's a chance to do something different. Mix it up. Try new combinations. Give the fans something to hold on to. Because beyond just getting a result, this team needs to start feeling right again. The connection between the supporters and the players has been fraying, and a big reason for that is what's happening off the pitch. The protests over the last few weeks have been handled well by the fan groups. Organized, peaceful, clear in their message. But more than anything, they've shown that the support knows how to separate issues. They'll always back the players on the park. That's not up for debate. But they won't be silenced when it comes to calling out what's happening at boardroom level. And rightly so. The lack of communication from the club has been nothing short of embarrassing. Fans aren't asking for transfer secrets or private boardroom notes. They just want to be spoken to with some respect, to be kept in the loop, to be treated like they matter, because they do matter. There's been calls for more formal structures for dialogue between the board and supporters, and it's hard to argue against that. What's happening now isn't sustainable. The silence breeds suspicion, and suspicion turns into resentment. The club needs to open lines of communication, not just with token gestures, but with genuine transparency. Let the fans know there's a plan. Show them you're listening. That's how trust is built. That's how you move forward. And this Sunday, that's step one. Get the team playing with purpose. Show that there's been work done over the break. Let players like Teki, Iano, Bernardo, and Ingles get their minutes. Let the young lads like Dane Murray and Donovan grow into their roles. Get energy back into the team, movement back into the midfield, and give the support a reason to believe again. Because if Celtic go out and turn in another slow, lifeless performance, the noise will get louder. The anger won't just stay online. It'll show itself in the stands, and rightly so. But if they go out there, play on the front foot, move the ball quickly, and look like they're enjoying their football again, that can change everything. There's no doubt that Sunday's match is coming at a moment where Brendan Rodgers needs to show he's ready to adapt. It's not just about winning, it's about showing progress. And that starts with the lineup. The fans are watching closely to see whether some of the overlooked players finally get their chance. There's been a lot of talk about rotation, but up until now it's been mostly lip service. With Europe back in the mix and matches coming thick and fast, the excuse of sticking with the same 11 doesn't hold up anymore. This is the moment to show trust in the full squad. Take the midfield, for example. It's crying out for something new. Hatate hasn't been himself, McGregor's legs need managing, and Negrin, while tidy enough, hasn't offered much going forward. The ideal scenario would be to see Bernardo and Engels getting a run together, two players with different styles, but both capable of adding a bit more purpose and verticality. Bernardo's strength and drive could give Celtic something they've been badly lacking in the middle. He's not afraid to carry the ball, not afraid to take responsibility, and frankly, with the way things have looked lately, Celtic could do with someone exactly like that. Engels, too, has shown flashes of his ability in the past, and the only way you move on from the weight of a big price tag is by playing football. Let the guy play. Let him show what he can do. And if there's ever a time to experiment a little, it's in a game like this. Partick Thistle will come into this match with energy, with nothing to lose, and they'll likely press high and try to force mistakes. That's exactly the kind of challenge you want to throw at some of the fringe players. Can they handle the pressure? Can they break lines under pressure? Dane Murray and Kobe Donovan, two of the more promising younger defenders, should absolutely be part of that test. Murray in particular is an intriguing one. He's got that ability to step forward with the ball, to find those clever passes through the lines. And if you give him someone like Teki or Bisher making runs in behind, you've got a chance to create something different from what we've seen in recent weeks. Speaking of Bisher, it's now or never. So far, he's been a passenger. There's not been a standout moment, not a sign that he's going to become a regular. But he clearly came with a pedigree. There was hope when he arrived, and he's not suddenly turned into a bad player overnight. Maybe it's confidence. Maybe it's the role. Maybe it's just the adjustment period. Whatever it is, he needs minutes to shake it off. And if Brendan's ever going to test him properly, this is the stage to do it. Stick him out on the left, let him link with a fullback like Sarah or KT, and see if he can get himself into the game early. Give him responsibility. If he sinks, then fair enough. But let him sink on the pitch, not on the bench. The same goes for the right wing, which has been a problem all season. Young hasn't impressed, but the reality is he's still here. He's still one of the few options available. James Forrest, bless him, can't be expected to play 90 minutes twice a week at his age. The club made a mess of the summer recruitment in that area, so now Brendan needs to work with what he's got. That means Young needs a run. Let's see if he can find a rhythm, find some confidence. If not, fine, but that decision needs to come after seeing him play, not from watching him warm the bench. Up front, Iheanacho should absolutely start. The lad needs minutes, and he needs them now. He's not going to get up to speed by playing 20 minutes at the end of matches. Give him a full game. Let him work with the wide players. Let him get a feel for the speed and physicality of the Scottish game. And if Maeda needs to come on for the final half hour, fair play. That kind of rotation can work well when it's used properly. But Iano needs to know he's being trusted. You don't build a striker's confidence by drip-feeding him minutes here and there. You do it by backing him to lead the line in real games. Then there's the goalkeeper. A lot of fans want to see Salo start this one, and it's a fair shout. The Cup's a perfect place to blood your second keeper, and he showed promise in preseason. Joe Hart's experience is invaluable, but with the amount of matches coming up, you want to have confidence in your backup. Letting Salo take the gloves on Sunday just makes sense. Now let's talk about the bigger picture, because it's impossible to look at this match without considering the context. The pressure on the board hasn't gone anywhere. Supporters are still fuming about the way the transfer window was handled and the general lack of communication. You don't spend an entire summer promising reinforcements and then deliver a scattergun of late deals and expect everyone to be satisfied. It's not just the players that matter. It's the message that gets sent. And right now, that message is muddled at best. The protest movement has been clear, peaceful, and effective. Whether it's the walk-ins, the banners, or the calls for more engagement, the fans have made their point without turning on the players. That's important. There's no appetite for civil war among the support. Everyone wants the same thing, a successful, united Celtic. But unity can't be one-sided. The board need to start meeting the fans halfway. That means communication. That means respect. That means treating the support like the stakeholders they are, not as background noise. And while Sunday's match won't solve all of that, it's a chance to shift the tone. If the team goes out and plays with intent, if the fringe players take their chance and look like they belong, it changes the conversation. Suddenly we're talking about depth, competition for places, fresh energy. Suddenly we're talking about progress. There's also the not-so-small matter of the upcoming European fixtures. Belgrade is right around the corner, and that match is going to be a different kind of test entirely. Brendan will already have one eye on that trip, and rightly so. But that means Sunday needs to be handled properly. You want to rest the legs that need resting, but you also want a cohesive performance. You want a team that looks like it's building towards something, not just 11 lads thrown together to get through 90 minutes. That's why Sunday is more than just a formality. It's a measuring stick, a chance to see which players are ready to step up and which ones still need time. It's about rhythm, about connection, and about building belief ahead of a period that could define the season. This is where the squad gets tested, not just the usual starters, but the whole group. And if Brendan's serious about using the depth he has, it needs to start here. If Celtic come out flat, if it's another slow, labored performance, the mood will sour again very quickly. But if they come out sharp, on the front foot, aggressive, looking like they've been coached and prepared, then this match can be a turning point. Not just for the players on the pitch, but for the feeling around the club as a whole. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. Whispers have been swirling around Glasgow this week, and the chatter is only growing louder. Celtic are said to be edging closer to a deal for FERRAN JUTGLÄ, the Spanish forward once tipped as one of Barcelona's next great strikers. While nothing has yet been signed, sources close to the negotiations suggest an official announcement could be imminent, with the 25-year-old poised to become the new number 9 at Parkhead. JUTGLÄ's journey has been anything but straightforward. After coming through Barcelona's academy system, he was handed a handful of appearances in the senior side during the club's transitional years. Though he showed flashes of talent, opportunities were scarce, and he moved on to carve out his name in Belgian football with Club Brugge. There, his sharp movement and instinctive finishing reignited the interest of several European clubs, and it now seems Celtic have placed him at the top of their list to lead the line. For the Hoops, the timing feels crucial. With supporters demanding a more clinical presence up front and Champions League qualifiers looming, the recruitment of a striker with JUTGLÄ's pedigree could be viewed as a statement of intent. Fans remember the impact of players like Moussa Dembélé and Giorgio Samaras, attackers who combined flair with an ability to deliver in big moments. The murmur around Celtic Park suggests JUTGLÄ might just fit into that same mold. What makes this rumor all the more enticing is the style he brings. Quick across the ground, tidy with the ball at his feet, and confident when facing goalkeepers one-on-one, he has the makings of the type of forward who could thrive in Scotland's fast-paced, physical environment. Of course, whispers are only whispers until pen meets paper, but the growing certainty behind this story has fans checking their phones by the hour. If the deal is finalized, Celtic supporters may soon be singing a new name under the lights of paradise. Until then, the city hums with speculation. The green half of Glasgow daring to dream that their next number 9 is about to step off a flight from Spain. Hello, fan. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.